We're back with another video. This is Light with OG. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notification on all. First off, I'd like to give my condolences to the families of everyone that probably lost their life due to these unfortunate circumstances. Now I'm going to go ahead and cue the video.
Out on the water with the Army Corps of Engineers and the first up-close look at the massive Dolly container ship and the wreckage of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge laying on top of it. The Dolly's bow crushed under a massive piece of steel.
That weighs somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 tons. We have one of the largest cranes coming in here tonight on the eastern seaboard that picks up 1,000 tons at a time.
The water so muddy and dark, divers and drones have struggled to get a clear view. Submerged under the wreckage, the remains of 4 bridge repair workers still missing. This dashcam video shows them on the bridge a few hours before the disaster. The wife of Julio Cervantes, who survived, tells NBC News the workers were on a break in their cars when the bridge suddenly collapsed. Amazingly, Cervantes survived even though he doesn't swim. The Army Corps of Engineers will have a lead role now in clearing and reopening America's 9th busiest port. Here's the challenge. They need to clear a 700-foot stretch right here to allow ships to get in and out. But it's not just above water, of course, it's below water. And all of that twisted bridge, that metal underwater, it is razor sharp, posing a potentially lethal threat to ships and the divers working underwater.
This work is very unforgiving, and the planning has to be done in extreme detail, and that's the work that's going on today.
Potentially very dangerous.
Incredibly dangerous.
Again today, a team of NTSB investigators on the ship, interviewing the ship's pilots, captain, and crew members. The ship's black box shows alarms going off at 1:24 a.m., indicating a loss of power. The ship's pilot made an urgent call for tugboats and to drop anchor.
It's raining, it's slippery. Of course, we have the hazardous materials. We have containers that are open. We certainly have structural damage everywhere.
With massive cranes and barges arriving as soon as tonight, experts believe it could take a month to clear the wreckage.
When the green button is pushed and go is...
Hold on, y'all. My thoughts on this whole situation. So from what they saying, it was a loss of power. At around 1:24 a.m., middle of the night, a lot of times construction crews are doing their job in the middle of the night when there's not so much activity. Now they did send a distress signal or a message, a mayday, to get people off that bridge. Like no cars and all of that good stuff. So they managed to do that. For some reason, the construction workers remained on the bridge, took a whole break, took a whole lunch break, but yet they were saying they made a request for people to get off the bridge, on that to enter the bridge, because they knew this was going to happen. So I'm trying to figure out, at what point did they not relay the message to the workers? Or maybe did the workers get it? Did the supervisor tell them, hey man, we're gonna keep working, it ain't that serious? Like, was anybody paying attention? Because it's not like it was a brick wall in front of them. So was anybody paying attention to a boat guiding directly towards the beam of the bridge? And, you know, like I said, we gotta send our condolences to the family, man, because we really don't know all the detail. But it's looking sad out there, man. I've been talking about this for the past couple of days, man. Stuff like this shouldn't happen, but you know, a lot of tragedies we wish shouldn't happen, but they happen. The main thing we trying to figure out, why did it have a loss of failure? Because they still going through the black box. What could they have done to prevent the situation? And what answers are we going to receive in the next 2 weeks? weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks, because we're gonna need some real answers. Cause like that's scary, man. Even for the people, like especially for the people that wasn't even there, man. Just seeing something like this that make you second think, second guess, even want to go on a bridge. You know, if you go on that bridge, you're doing 100 miles an hour to get to the other side. It's that serious, you know. So it's a lot of things to look at and consider. Like, hey, man, is this something that can be prevented? Cause nobody want to go through nothing like this. I'm just being real with you. We all want to survive. We always want to try to maneuver through life in the safest way possible. Things like this happen when it's catastrophic like this. We really gotta, think like, hey man. That's why they say, man, you always gotta stay prayed up from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed, man. You gotta thank God for watching over you and keeping you safe. Cause things like this, man, it's just ridiculous. And again, man, you gotta pray for, a safe recovery of the people. Hopefully they still alive, if they, or at least their bodies, and like they saying, that's dark water. Excuse me, that's dark water. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, man. It's dark water, so it's gonna be hard to even try to see if you can see anything under there. And then they still gotta get the metal frames up out of there because they saying it's sharp. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous situation. And they gotta let the people know, man, how we gonna move forward. What can we do to prevent things like this in the near future? Is there any safety precautions that they can put into effect for any other bridges around the world, or the country for that matter, to prevent something like this from happening? Because again, man, this is something that shouldn't happen, but I understand that it happened. And man, like I said, we just gotta pray for everybody that suffered injury or lost a family member. Because man, that could have been anybody, family member out there. So I'd like to send prayers to everybody that probably has somebody out there, whether they suffer any type of injury or their life was actually saved, man. So with that being said, man, for the people that have not been found, man, we gotta really say a prayer for them. And if you know somebody that knows somebody that has a family out there, man, try to console them, man, and pray for them. Check on them, make sure they doing all right, man. Bring some food, make sure they eating, whatever it may be, man. Because you can just be out here working one day, working one night, and something bad like this could happen. So we always gotta look out for one another, man, because we not meant to be here every day. You never know when they gonna call your ticket, man. So with that being said, man, we gotta look out for one another, man. We gotta stop being so hard on one another, man. And thanks and praise, and man, start showing a little bit more love to one another, man. There's too much hatred in this world as it is. And